further in. Still on my first emperor. You can see this game takes a fair amount of time. You know, it takes about an hour, maybe 2 hours to play the one solo scenario in Empires of the Middle Ages. Now, obviously, that's a tiny little scenario. But that thing's about the same length, maybe half the length, of the bigger multiplayer scenarios. So, I can only imagine how long this would take if you're, you know, stretching out, playing the full game, whatever, with 6 emperors or whatever on each of 4 different empires. And again, it's just a comparison. They're different games. They definitely are. So, anyway, I'm sitting here with this military. I can add another revealed general for raider combat. I think that means I'm going to draw more cards to get a better Ares deck, right? Because we saw how potent that could be. Oh, this is my defending general down here. So I flip one. Now I end up putting one of these on here. I have a lot of generals in my deck. Oh, gosh. Well, I'm going to flip another one. Okay, this doesn't cost me an influence, so I can keep playing. Now this is trade with the Romans. That's going to get me some cash. Right now, looks like 9 from there. I'll flip another one. Okay, I got General La La La. Didn't I just have him? How about that? Got 2 of them. Neat. Okay. Well, I am pretty potent. Now, here's the problem. If we take a look, I think it's a problem. I may be thinking wrong. If we take a look at account for successes and failures, if you succeed, so see, this is weird. Of the rightmost minister you use this turn, so if I use him and add one, maybe he's the rightmost minister, but oh, there's something else. I seem to remember a contradictory to this, which is that when you do these, you're not actually using them or something. Since I don't have that in front of me, I'm going to ignore it, because I like vaguely remember this, but okay. Which means I'm going to be able to put together a 4 + 2, a 6 leader this time. That sounds pretty fucking awesome. Now, there is a bit of a danger, which is my route heading down is not, I don't necessarily want to go from the in unrest area. Okay. But before I take care of any of that, I got my trade to deal with. And again, I got this I could be paying attention to, but that doesn't actually mention trade. It's part of taxes, I think. So I've got to flip through and make sure it's trade taxes. Okay. So my best there is a 9, but that area is in unrest. I can do it as long as it's not in rebellion. Okay. So $9, that'll help make up for these expenses that I'm accumulating for the fight. And I am allowed to move, I believe, 3 areas, no, probably 2, with my army. So I think the army is allowed to move 3, 1 less if it's mountains. So I will go up and then down for my attack. That way I'm not attacking from an unrest area, which could be problematic. And like I said, we have a big force, but we don't draw our cards first. We flip over here and I determine the enemy's forces, which will be spelled out for Arcosia. I left that same spearman behind and gathered the forces. I still outnumber the enemy, but it's not as ridiculous as it was last time. Really, it's just my bow horses. But last time I calculated it was 7, so that's what I'm paying again this time. And now we draw cards. Again, 1 for the population level, and I get 6 plus this backup card that I kept. I think this backup card gets discarded at the end of the turn, but I don't know how I'd remember that. Combat cards, but only one that helps right now. Unless attacking a fort, I get 2 extra attacks. So in my first round, I'm going to have initiative, and I'm going to get a total of 3 units get to attack. If this one, which isn't really useful until I hit round 4. This one is not useful. Fake a truce. This one will be useful. If I have more forces after 5 rounds, I just win the battle. That's pretty cool, and I have multiple copies of that. I have cancel the ambush and cancel this, the one I held. So I'll keep these out just to remind me. The defender had one that does not help them for this battle. So now I get to make my attacks. Now I'm not forced to do the ordering that the non-player is forced to. I get to make choices, and that would be the same. The non-player would get to make choices if this was not the solo game, because someone else gets to play them. First round, I can't do the slow stuff. What do I want to do with the fast stuff? I don't know. What am I scared of? Well, I'm scared of things that can strike twice. Now, there's something here. You must attack a single space that requires traversing the fewest number of arrows. Okay, so I have to attack things. So what I'm going to worry about is what of his can attack me. Well, anything that's in the same box can attack. But I'm most worried about what can attack that's range 2 for next turn. So this is range 2 and could hit 2 of my cav. I'm going to hit that elephant. And I can hit that with this or with that. This would have to hit at range 1, so it's not that dangerous. This would have to hit at range 1, so it's not that dangerous. This guy is range 1, so he's not that dangerous. I can't go around this way yet. It's too far. So I pick off a couple more. Well, I'll just pick. So I want to be able to use my other units. That's one of the issues here. So I'm worried that my bow horse is not going to be able to affect infantry. So I'm going to knock his cav and his archers. I don't know why his archers aren't able to hit infantry. They're even further back. Okay, so I'll hit the bow horse and the cavalry. Now I have not gotten him to a break point, and on top of that, he does actually get to make some attacks. Now, he has a certain limitation of how he will attack. Attacks fewest enemy counters in its immediate downstream space. Okay. So this has 2 downstream, 2 downstream. Well, where is he? He's only got this. He doesn't have a choice. He kills my archers. All right. Now we go to round 2, and we're at range 2. I didn't have anything special that works yet, so I get to make 2 attacks. Now, I mean, I'm going to be losing my archers. He can't attack me if I hit him here. And then from here, I can kill 2 of his spearmen. And I'll leave the little marker on top because that'll help remind me. And now he has a draw. Let's see if we get less than a 4. A 4 I have to look up, but we don't. So we have schwacked him there. Now he gets to counterattack, but he has no fast units. Only fast units can attack on the first 3 rounds, so nothing happens. We go to round 3. Nothing yet. So I get to attack with one of my cav, and it again does 2 hits because that's the range I'm at. Can I get 3? Hold on. Maybe my elephants can attack. 1, 2. Oh, I can attack with my elephants. So I use an elephant instead to attack. I'm just using 1 counter, and I get 3 hits on him instead of 2. I get 2 break numbers, but only 1 has to be checked. I have broken him. So, what damage do I do? Well, he's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I do 9. That means I can take up to 3 hits, but I only have 1 unit that can die. So, these units all die. Oh, wait. What about those? I'm not sure. Those might be vulnerable on a break. Yeah, last time I wiped out his whole army. Take losses from the bottom of the column if they don't have enough in a column. Yeah, I think these guys just retreated and don't take losses. Now, this is kind of weird. It looks like you can retreat before battle and you will not be pursued if you didn't have any units that got hit. I think. I seem to remember there was something. Yeah, they don't have, yeah, if the column doesn't have any. So yeah, so 3 losses here. So this archer's dies, and I've gotten a conquest. Now, I have this so I can save one of my Ares cards until the end of my next turn. Question is whether or not I want to take the weak in the center. I think instead I'll keep that maintain readiness. That seems like a good card. Let's take a look for the accounts of success. First of all, it's a military endeavor. Yeah, not yet. Unused influence, nothing to the right. Because I used this minister. That's how I'm reading it. Again, I think there might have been a counter indication, but I can't find it. Okay. Return to your supply your supply, not the general. All the units left of the ministerial cards you actually used. Well, I used this and this one's to the left, so I think I get them back. That's what I'm saying. I can add a top card from a ministerial deck. I do want this governor, assuming those words don't mean anything, and I don't think they do. I get popularity. That's going to be 2 random pop. Yeah. Oh, my fingers can't tell. Shit. I used to be really good at checking, but glossiness confuses my fingers a little bit, and these don't have the same bend, especially that the old SPI ones did. So I'm getting down to like 50-50 though, instead of 100% wrong, you know. So I'm getting better. But if I was 100% wrong, something in my fingers is telling the difference. It's just my brain's not working correctly with it. Okay, I did not do either of those. We don't have a rebellion check. So we go to the fate card. What happens? Barbarians. Uh-oh. Barbarians attack an area among your revealed cards. They border. I have no revealed cards, so I can throw that. Events generally don't happen. Barbarians are a pain, so we're glad that didn't happen. Just in terms of, like, there's a lot of rules on them, and they seldom come out. They are the kind of thing that exists in empires of the Middle Ages as well. And it's just kind of like, the first few times you deal with it, you're just following it procedurally, which unfortunately is too much what I'm doing here, because each thing feels a little different in terms of what numbers my targets are and all kind of stuff. That was all baked into the cards in the older game. So what do I have? I discard my revealed cards. I could keep this general. I mean, I get to choose one copy of General Lala that I get to keep, but the rest go in here. So it doesn't matter. And I draw the top card from my event deck. And it's another general who, once again, is making me want to pull more cards. Now, maybe I'll get a governor or something and stop. But currently, I am growing, and importantly, I'm adding provinces into here. That's a big deal. But I got to get those provinces governed, so maybe I do want to throw yet another governor in. I'm a little fatigued. It's late at night, so I'm going to call it here. But yeah, this... each turn in this is one action. Even on a fairly simple turn in this, it feels like, because of all the extra stuff, the fate card, drawing maybe multiple choices for actions and everything, it feels significantly, it feels like about on the same line, minimum of a round in Empires of the Middle Ages. Sometimes at least a whole series of player rounds or something like that. I mean, when the combat comes out and you're playing out, these battles, a single action, activity, whatever, endeavor in this game feels like the entirety of the solo scenario in Empires of the Middle Ages. I mean, that thing is really short. I say an hour or two. You know, honestly, once you have it set up and everything, you can fly through it in about 10 minutes if you know the system. And the system is easier to know. It's not really something, it's the setup for the grand campaign is what it really is. And now, I'm not expecting this to take as long as the grand campaign by any means, but yeah, I mean, each action of this feels like at least a set of 5 round cards in the Empires of the Middle Ages. And when you start adding in, hey, what might happen if you draw a fate card and you amortize that and everything, I don't know. Because you do draw an event card for every set of 5 actions. So it's probably about a 1-to-1 correspondence. The real difference, I mean, in terms of decisions, I'm making a lot of decisions in the course of this doing one endeavor, right? And that's not something that's true in Empires of the Middle Ages. In Empires of the Middle Ages, you make the decision, which endeavor do you want to do? Here, I have the, do I want to draw a card? Do I want to draw a card? You know, is that the action I want to do? So, I mean, if you're looking at it from the point of view of, well, you know, that's great, but in terms of, like, choices that I make in play, you know, how does that align? And I would say for every, you know, minute of play, you're making the same kind of decision cycle or whatever. It just means that the storyline isn't developing as quickly. The game's more about the playing of the cards, these individual choices that aren't along the lines of, yes, I want to conquer Bavaria. You know? So this would be a harder game, like many modern designs, to be able to step back, and I guess that's part of what I'm trying to get to. This would be a harder game to step back and just tell the story of. Too much of it is in the mechanisms. I got away with it last time. Passing through. Oh, am I screwing up? Let me check the. I might be owing more money for these conquests over the mountains. Oh, crappers. I know there's something that makes you cost more. Deserts. Okay, cool. And those are only over in the Chinese territory. All right. So since I got away last time without spending any influence, the way I see it, I'm going to try doing that again. And again, I may be missing something because my mind vaguely remembers something there. I'm probably not going to play more than this one battle because it's my birthday and I've worked and I've gone shopping for treats and I have some rye to drink and some sushi to eat and stuff like that. So, okay, let's draw one. Make it another military. Well, what the fuck? I think this is a 0 level general. And this is my at start for the nation. Which is just in there as an additional means of telling you that information other than the scenario stuff. I seem to again remember something like that. Personally, I think this is a dumbass thing to do because I could very much see it confusing me. I'm going to draw again. I want more military. I'm digging through my deck, but I don't want to be attacking with a level 1 general because I only get yeah. Do I want to give up a level 2 artist? If I succeed with this, I get all these. My art level is not good. So I'm at -2. But if I can put my emperor far enough away, I may not get that -2. So I draw the top 3 cards, choose one I want, pay talents equal to the cost, draw a result, add the level of the artist, subtract the level of the arts card, add talents. Okay, so I can throw additional money in to make sure I succeed. I believe this is done in the capital no matter what. So now we look for this when determining an endeavor in an area. In an area. That sounds like it's the same area, but yeah. So it happens as at the capital. I thought there was a 1 away restriction on this, but I don't see that. So since I'm not at the capital, I'm going to actually fire off this arts. He's not that good. I'd have to keep drawing. I'm digging through my deck. Screw it. So let's do something else. Let's do that arts card. Draw the top 3 cards from the arts deck. Okay. So we have a level 3, this casket. And the higher the level, the better it is. And a seated Buddha, another level 3. And a level 1. Thinkies. Okay. So I would have to pay talents equal to the top left of the card. I guess that's the level. There's this little cookie up here, but that's on all the cards. So I don't think that means anything. So I guess it's the level of the card because there's no other value on there. I'd add the level of the artist. So I'd be at -1 against one of them. I'd be at +1 with the level 1. I'm going to go with the level 1. I know. It's chicken, but I am a chicken. I want to get my influence back. Okay. So I have the level of the artist card used, so I'm at +1 to the result already. I'm not in the capital, so I don't get the penalty for having the emperor. And I mean, I could run away. As long as I have an extra space, I can run away. So if that's the case, the emperor effect doesn't impact you. Now, if it's the location or a next door location, yeah, I wouldn't be doing this, because I don't want that -2 on there. So I'm in a net of +1. I draw, and then I'm allowed to add money if I need to, but a 6 is good enough at the +1, so I have succeeded. So I created this arts card, which I don't know where I put it, but let's see what happens. This is not an arts. Okay, so first, any influence to the right of the minister I used goes away, but the others go back, so I didn't lose anything. I can optionally add a card. I'm going to throw another governor in, because I've got room for more of that. Yeah, I know. I'm making my deck bigger. I don't know what that means, good or bad, but okay. We just don't know. I get a popularity chit, which I don't get to look at. Damn it. I had no clue that time. I mean, I could feel the difference. I had no clue which side I was going for. And then we go to the fate card. Bumper crop. Increase economic value of each area in your revealed cards. I don't have any, so it goes away. And it does feel like you're doing a lot of things that don't mean anything. And again, that is not the way Empires of the Middle Ages is. This is a way to slow it down, to throw lots of things in. And it all works. It's just mechanically, you're doing a lot. I don't think I can hold this card anymore. Not that card. This card anymore. Because the ability of General Lala is he can keep one until your next turn. So, would have been a reason to keep doing military, because I have an extra card. Yeah, well, I tried. These I think go away, and I think they go to the bottom of the deck face up, but I'm not positive. And then we find the get rid of stuff. I discard my revealed cards. I have a defending general. I could throw him out. The chance of me needing him is really low. I'm not going to draw 4 cards or 5 cards. So we keep going. So I draw a card from my deck. And I get, again, I guess, a 0 general with lots of information on him that I don't really want. Which means what? I don't know. I gotta look up some of the art stuff, make sure that I did that right. Again, I'm not quite sure where to keep this and stuff like that. Not a great general. Again, I'm gonna draw again. That didn't work too badly last time. Can I add another revealed general for Raider combat? Let's keep drawing. We could end up screwed here. So I'm only allowed to make 5 draws total. And if I don't get a general within those 5, plus I'll have the time passing. But let's keep going. I get another one. Level 0 if not in a forest. Shit. I mean, it sucks because I had a card away. Is an influence worth a +1? There's a question for you. Because if I attack with this general, well, I can attack with this general and add this one in. Yeah, let's just go with it. I'm not thrilled with what I did, but I don't... If I could count through these, I might know how many generals I've got in the deck. I'm not sure if I'm allowed to go pawing through it, but also I'd have to remember how many I pulled. I think it was only one. Or I would have to know the size of the deck of them, but whatever. So yeah, let's just keep rocking, and I guess we'll go down into here. Again, cost should be the same, whatever it was, like 7. What am I doing? I am going to have 1. Only 3 cards this time. Right? Does that make sense? I had like 6 last time. Yeah. I had 3, 4, 5, and then an extra. Yeah. Alright. Remember how I said Ares cards are played on your turn? The defender gets this one. Play on round 1 to take initiative. It won't do you any good at that point. Right away at least, and it sounds like you're the one getting attacked, and 2 extra attacks, none of them with bow or horse archers. I really feel like you should be able to play it before your turn, but only on your own turn, or to make an attack or immediately in response. So I think he has to lose the initiative, but he'll get a double turn, and in the first turn of that double turn, he'll get 2 extra attacks. That's the only way that I can read the way the rules are written. And yeah, it works, but it's just kind of obnoxious. My own cards, I can pay 4 talents to have no arrow limits for this combat. I have a lot of bow archers. Horsebowmen. But it looks to me like they have a hard-ass time getting at what he has a lot of, which is spears. 1, 2... Yeah, I'm not going to be able to affect spearmen with horse archers, and it's even harder with light horsemen. Not that that's an issue, but... I'm a little disturbed by that. I've seen what archers can do to phalanxes. And regular archers have an even harder time. Again, I question what the battle board is really representing here. It's a neat mechanism, but I do not buy that. So, I'm trying to remember who it was. Name starts with a J. I want to say it's Johnson or Johnston, but I'm not sure. But he had a whole argument of what beats what, going from ancient time to modern time. And this is a guy who was writing maybe in the post-Vietnam era, because he accounts for attack helicopters and stuff for that as matching certain ancient types. But for the ancient weapon types, light infantry always beats heavy infantry. And the concept there is the light infantry is more maneuverable, is able to... I don't honestly believe this from what I understand, but this was his argument. But if you think of skirmishers and such not, they are able to get away, not be hit by the heavy infantry, and they're able to inflict some casualties on them. So tactically, they should be able to do something. This seems to take the opposite impression, which is that what's called the spearmen heavy infantry, swordmen similarly, they can beat up archers with impunity, i.e. things like Agincourt. Nope, not going to happen. You can make arguments the other way. This is ancients, right? But, and as to the bow horse, you're not going to touch them. But spearmen, the phalanx, whatever, it can wipe out the light horse. Yeah, I don't buy that. That stuff can scatter and reform with no problem. So, you know, hey, I just do not buy how this is set up. Of course, these guys get their attacks first in the first 3 rounds, but if they can't come around, right, there's no arrow going this way to hit the spearman. The only arrow goes to hit swordsman. Spearmen are invulnerable from horse archers, from regular archers. They cannot be hurt. And artillery's even worse. Again, not meant for every era, like this one kind of questionable theory is. But all the same, if I just do not buy this, that archers are really good at hitting bow, or they actually aren't bad, but that they're particularly good at hitting elephants and heavy cavalry. Honestly, what would be good at hitting heavy cav? I can't think of much other than archers. Anyway, now we got the pike here. See, this is the weird kind of thing. Now, heavy cav should not be particularly good at hitting pike. Let's take a look. Light horse, 1, 2. Okay, at least that can't beat up pike. But for whatever reason, the bow horse, 1, 2, can't make it to the pike either. Yeah, but elephants can. Yeah. Okay. So that kind of makes sense if you're talking phalanx there, right? But they also beat up on swordsmen, which I don't know. This is really hard for me to justify this whole thing. Okay, so first round of attack, I get a single light unit. I have no cards I want to play, I think. Hide reserve, I want to do that, probably at some point. And ramp doesn't help me. Which means I want to look and see which unit I can wipe out that's most dangerous to me. This one's going to be able to hurt me. And this is actually the thing. I'm not worried. So if you look here, yeah, okay, that works. I'm trying to see if the non-player instructions make sense. So I'm not terribly worried about these elephants. They can hit my cav at range 2. The archer looks like it's in an important position. Alright, I'll kill an archer. That puts it to him. He flips his card up. He now has initiative, which means he'll get the next turn too. And that's just going to confuse me, but he also gets 2 extra attacks, none of them with bow or archers. I think he automatically plays this just because it will give him the initiative, even if he only had bow and archers. So his attacks are pre-programmed. He has to attack a counter with the fewest enemy counters in its immediate downstream spaces. So makes the attack that strikes the most counters. Well, that's going to be 1 no matter what. Immediate downstream spaces, that's none. Has the fewest enemy counters in the immediate downstream. So if I hit this, this has none. But yeah, I can hit this. This has none immediately downstream. Is that right? No, it has 1. Attack the counter that has the fewest enemy counters in its immediate downstream spaces. So this has 0 enemy downstream counters in any of its spaces. So hitting that is appealing. The elephant can't hit anything, so yeah, this is the only attack. I think I can attack this, but that has enemy units in its immediate downstream, so I won't hit that. So I hit this light horse first. That's 1 of my attacks. Now I get 2 extra attacks. Well, none of them take effect because it's round 1. If this had been a player making this choice, they certainly would have held off and not played this here. So, la la la. La 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 is not here. Just people named General. Okay. So we go to the second round, but now he's got the edge. Wait, he gets 2 more attacks. He can make them with this unit. Okay. Never mind. Plink, plink. Gotcha. Okay. But now it's his turn, and now he can hit 2 downstream, which means this elephant could swing down here. But this thing, 1, 2, he could hit that archer, which has 0 from its downstream, and 1, 2, 0 from its downstream. So we go to the next. 2 downstream from it. Yeah. Okay, 2 downstream would be this. 2 downstream would be this. That's even. Attack a counter that is the only remaining counter of its type. That'll be the archers. So I will hit the archer here. And that's going to be a break. Well, he will hit the archer. That's going to be a break on me. Now I get to attack, and there ain't much that I can kill. His cav is more dangerous than his elephant. Can I hit his cav? My elephant doesn't have to attack this. It can attack that. I get 2 hits on it, but there's only 1 of them. So I will hit him here. I've got a break chance. And there's a lot of high numbers out of that pile. I survive. Now it's round 3. And it's his round 3. He gets a 3 distance attack. He's got only this. 1, 2, 3, 3. Yeah, doesn't look like he has any attacks he can make. It's on me. I still can't attack with my slow. 1, 2. I'll kill his elephant. That's all I got. My horse archers aren't able to hit shit. Yeah, the only thing is these spearmen, they're going to demolish my elephants. We go to round 4. Okay. At this point, we're still limited to that 3 per. But I got something. After the 5th round, make 2 extra attacks. Okay. Yeah, this is not going well for me. He gets first attack. He picks one of his spearmen. It's all he has left. And he will wipe out my elephants with them. Because it attacks the most units. And this card is done. My card is round 5. Is the only one that I have. Yeah. Round 5 is the only one I have. So I get to make an attack. I can only hit one thing. These guys can't reach those spearmen. They're horse archers. They're too scared. So I get a break chance on him. He did not get one on me. I think I break him. I think I get very lucky. Because this battle was not going well for me. So we check the break chance. Equal to or lower. He just broke. So now we go to determine losses. I've won the battle. This is awesome. I would have been getting a couple more attacks. And honestly, he could only attack my spear. I would win the battle, but I would have taken a lot of losses. Or at least a lot on the track. Okay, so it broke. The side loses equal to the result. The result is 4. That means he loses 4. That means I lose 2. There go my 2 elephants. And then I reset and I grab that territory. Since I used this second general, I get my points back. I got my territory there. I'm going to discard my defending general because he's too good and I want him in the deck. Is there something I want? So here's what's fucked up, right? I have a lot of areas in unrest, so I'm going to grab an economic general person. And my decks are getting huge, which may not be a wise thing. Okay. But another thing is, because I'm only allowed to raise taxes in each province once per deck, one of the things that, yes, there's some degree of, you certainly can only raise so much force, but it does feel like those forces are getting reduced. You know, I may have, Jesus, I lost 2 units. 3, 6, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31. You know, I screwed up. 31, no. I was at 33. Yeah, I screwed up. I should have brought this unit down to join me, because I would have been still under the 35. I thought I had lost units already, but I forgot that, and I ended up paying the 7. I'm fine. Whatever. Okay, so we succeeded in the conquer step. Now we look for the effective death. One of my favorite rules. Account for success or failures. It was a military endeavor, so I'm going to get 2 of these. And we're getting old. Yeah. Oh, God. My brain can't tell. Nope. Okay. And then we draw our fate card. Assassination Attempt. If popularity check is less than 5, the Emperor dies. Ooh, that goes the opposite way of usual. Okay, so we make a popularity check. We have -4 here. These get neutralized. Now, if I make a popularity check, do I have the choice of what I get rid of? Because I want to keep this Emperor as long as I can. I will throw lots of 1s in. Okay, doesn't say there. Somewhere under the negatives it tells you that you do have to return them. And again, where I say doesn't say there, that's a damn good hint that maybe there should be that rule there. Yeah, I'm trying to remember where popularity comes in. You know, I don't think it's going to tell me. It's going to be under things like here, return a popularity. If you have none, take 1 at random from the supply and turn it face up. It counts as negative. You only remove by... Yeah, it sounds like it's my choice. So there are 4. So I'll neutralize them with that. And now, one reason to keep the small ones in play is if we check the popularity check, which I was at, but now have to find, and it's beyond the rules, which is a weird place for it to be. I know it's notes for the fate cards, but it's like, wow, that feels like a weird place. It's more accessible, I guess, than that if you don't have to have the rules open all the time, which you do. After you resolve any card effects, flip them, return a random 1 to your supply. I got 1 through 4. I'll just roll. That one goes back, and that's my supply. It's that cup. And none of the rest of this happens because I didn't die. So I'm creating an everlasting emperor. I flip over 1 last card. Is that what I do? I don't know. Because the mechanisms are so complicated, just in terms of all the little steps that they fall out of my brain. If I have a defending general, I discarded it. Draw the top card. It is a ministerial. I've drawn the last card, but I don't have to draw a new card yet, which means I don't trigger the reshuffle. And draw a card, activate a revealed card. I think that's if I fire him off. I don't know. Again, you know, he's not a fate card, so he's not going to have an explanation on him. Draw a card, activate a revealed card. The first question is this only if I fire him off? And what else? I don't know. But I'm done for now. That was too much to face, and I've got bad news on my front, which is that it seems like I got to get a probate lawyer to deal with my wife's estate, which, you know, I thought at the very least all I would have to do is file some forms with the court, you know. It's not going to be that easy, it seems. Really confused by the wording of this thing. No matter what it does, right? If this just causes this activity, that's weird. Or if it could just fire it off, or it could fire it off if I do this guy. Neither of those can I figure out whether it's one or the other, right? Okay, but beyond that, I'm trying to figure it out. Draw a card, that's pretty simple, I assume from here. Activate a revealed card. Now, again, it really should say where it's from because, I'll draw a science card. Activate? I guess that means I get it? You know, whatever. But, does that mean that I can collect taxes twice with a province if I draw that card? Oh, and it says a revealed card, not necessarily the one I drew. Again, there's some serious weirdness going on there. The other thing is, because this is sitting there at the end of the deck, I'm assuming I pay the exhausting the deck penalty, you know, the taxes and everything, even if I do this at that point. But there's something very, very odd about this. I mean, the concept of activating a card. Well, how do you activate cards? Well, if it's a minister, it's using that minister. So my feeling there is that would be an additional use of minister. But it doesn't limit it to a minister. It's a revealed card. What if it's a tax collector? Does that mean I get to collect taxes twice off that card? Trade, etc.? I kind of think so. Which means I may want to draw other cards. Philosophy gets me the science track. I'm not really good at that. And so I think I'm going to draw... no, because I have to activate him, I think, to fire this off, right? Otherwise, it just takes place right now. So, what do I want? Do I want more cards revealed, which would mean possibly getting rid of them? I think what I'm going to do is I am just going to sit there and use him and see what comes of him. Because I don't think I get his capability, his special ability, unless I use him. And I think pulling extra stuff is just going to cost me influence. I might get lucky, I might not. So I have to deal with the exhausting the deck if I'm going to use him, because a card is going to be revealed. And I wonder if I can activate him as a revealed card, and if that allows me to recursively do this forever. I would think not, but again, the lack of any kind of precise wording and me having to make up the rules for this definitely makes that problematic. Okay, so exhausting the deck, I'm going to have to pay 1 for every 3 units I have. I don't know what I have. I know it's in the 30s. Or dismiss some of my forces. Now, I have things that I feel like I have too much of. Like, I feel like I have too many spearmen. You know? I might have too many horse archers. Wow, do I have a whole lot of them. On the other hand, that last battle felt kind of close. And I have too much to the left here. Too much that's cycling and won't make it all the way. So like Cav, that won't make it past heavy cav. For some reason, cav is good at wiping out heavy cav. Don't ask me about that. But heavy cav is not as good at hitting cav, but it can hit it at least. But it's better at hitting it quickly, right? Wow, I just don't get. But yeah, I want to have more that can hit over on the slow side of things, and not really sure the spearmen do that though. If you look at them, they can make their way up here, 1, 2. Yeah, I guess they can hit anything. Okay, they're not bad. But yeah, well, I'll count and come back. 33, that would cost me 11. That's a big chunk of change. Granted, I haven't gotten all my money cards out. I'm going to reduce that a little bit. That's counting this guy here. I think I'm going to try to reduce that by a couple. So that's going to get me down to around 27 units. Activating this philosopher, I guess, I draw a tax collector. Excellent. And I guess that whole thing fires off, which means I don't know, in terms of ordering what I should do, but I definitely want the taxes first. So I'll make the choice that I do that in that order rather than doing the endeavor first, whatever, I don't know. So Bactria's taxes are going to be its economic value. I have a forum or market that's +2. I forgot about that. Okay, so that's going to get me $6. Make back some of that money. I don't know if I want to do philosophy at all. And I get 2 recruits in Bactria, which there's all kinds of things I can take there. They are the Cav, the Light, the Elephants. Again, I'm looking at, wow, I lost my elephants, so I definitely want to pick one of them up because, honestly, they are more useful. They get me down here. Is there heavy Cav? There is not. So the next are Archers, Cav, Light. Definitely not Light. Cav is almost as good, so I'll take a Cav as well. And they're just stuck there, but I can move them. I don't need my leader to move them. I can move them on the next military action. And that doesn't discard yet. It stays face up because it could affect the fate card. And now I do a philosophy endeavor, I guess. Which I'm not really sure I'm thrilled with, but I draw a science card. It's an expensive one, the Rudder. I draw a result. My emperor is not in my capital. That's important. I would have had. I should have moved. I would have moved him if I had to. Okay. And my result is pretty big, a 9. Add the level of the philosopher card used to initiate it, 10. I do not affect it with that because I'm not in the same place. Subtract the level of the invention, 7. No effect. Missed it by 1. Oh well. That means I have an effect of failure, and we'll talk about that in a moment. I just want to get rid of this. This goes under the science deck, face down probably. Yeah? Face up. No. Just at the bottom. I think that's face down. So you cycle back through them. That's fine. Doesn't really bother me there. But now I have failed at an event. Now, since I only did 1 action, I could have done 2 if I had gotten a dude. First, any unused influence. There isn't any. Failure. All influence goes away. So, yeah. Place the minister you used, which might make the order that you do these things important, because if I had somebody over here who succeeded before he failed, he would have handed all these back to me. Remember, you can do two endeavors sometimes, and the interaction between them on the success and failure, you handle each of them completely, which is a little funky. Place the minister you used at the bottom of their deck. Well, that sucks. He's kind of interesting, and I hate to lose him, but return a random popularity counters face down to your supply. Awesome, I live longer. I think I can stay alive forever by playing with the popularity until something weird happens, but okay. This was a philosophy, so it does not cause a rebellion check. And now we draw a fate card. Coup attempt. You can cancel by free play of an agent card from this turn's hand. Okay, well, an agent's over here. I guess they mean you can fire one off. Otherwise, draw a result. If higher than your popularity, the province having the second most forces goes into rebellion. And the emperor dies. Well, here's why keeping your popularity low won't work. I got a 9. That is higher than my popularity, so we got something interesting happening here. All right, the province having the second most forces goes into rebellion. Well, that's this one. Now, rebellion just means, no. There's rules on rebellion. And these were the ones that led me to believe that these forces are what are in rebellion, not the province that needs to be conquered or something. So let's find the glossary. Rebellion. Semi-independent state that a province can be in that prevents taxation, recruitment, and endeavor basing. Yeah, that's not what it's saying. Resolve ties randomly and the emperor dies, sees rules. There was something. No, it was civil war. Okay, handling a province in rebellion. Replace your ownership cube with an unrest cube. Okay, that's not what I thought. All my provinces are in unrest, but this is something I haven't looked at. I thought it was just unhandled. The rules are hiding somewhere else. If the corresponding province card is in your discard pile, return it to the supply. Otherwise, return it as it appears, okay? Rebel forces. Any forces you had in such a province retreat to your adjacent provinces of your choice, except for 7 slow units. Okay, I have no slow units. Determined at random. A province in rebellion defends itself with those forces only, plus a level 2 commander. So, it has no army. It does not get to create an army. Because all my units are fast. When these forces fight, they take losses as if part of the empire, rather than restoring automatically as for independent area. And all other results, fight them using the independent area. Okay, so there's no army there. Conquering an area in rebellion requires only 1 victory. I don't know if I can fight it, because it has no army, but if you conquer your own rebels, any of the surviving forces rejoin your army. If another empire conquers it, return those forces to the supply. If the rebels have no forces, simply entering a force into the area gains it. Gains it for the first empire to enter. This does not lower economic value. In any case, conquering such an area puts it into unrest. Reconquering it gains only 1 popularity. Okay. All right, that's half of it. But now, and this is the thing I didn't want to have happen, my emperor dies. Now, I think these get turned back over. They're not negative. But my emperor died, so they'll get seen again. When the Emperor dies. If this was your last Emperor, it's not. Your Emperor has no further effect on play for the rest of the turn. If this was not your last Emperor, perform the following. Draw the top card of your Emperor deck. I'm not going to keep him underneath. I'm going to put him aside because oh, actually, I do need to keep him lying around because I have to do that diff thing. This card is your new Emperor. Place the Emperor token in the capital. Unless it is in rebellion, in which case place it with the largest army not in rebellion. It stays where it is. Or failing such any such army in any province of the Empire. Add the value of your popularity counters and return them to the supply. If the amount is positive, divided by 4, take influence equal to that amount, rounded down. Okay, my popularity was 5, so I get another influence. Can't lose that shit. Not the way I'm playing. Draw 2 random popularity markers for the new Emperor. Damn it. I always see. Flip up, face up the remaining ministerial deck. I think that's this. Place any defender general on top and stack these cards under the ministerial discard pile. There is no discard pile, but there's this. Compare the old and new emperors for each stature. If the new emperor's stature is higher, I've already resolved this. I'm just going to put this here. If the new emperor's stature is higher than the old, draw cards from the corresponding deck equal to the difference in statures, or all the cards in the deck if there are not enough. That's coming from those decks. Note again, corresponding ministerial deck, remaining ministerial deck. This should not be the ministerial deck. It should be something else because it includes more than just ministers, and this is confusing using the same term for the collection of those plus other things. Okay. If the new emperor's stature is lower than the old, find starting at the top in the discarded pile cards to the ministerial cards that correspond to the stature. The number of cards to find is equal to the difference in statures. If not enough, all the cards of that type. Shuffle the cards you have collected and place them at the bottom of their ministerial deck. Okay, so we'll compare the first. So my dead guy's an 8, my new guy's a 5. I'm going to lose 3 military. One, 2, 3. Now, I think the order of this remains the same. That's important. These 3 I'm going to shuffle, and they're going to become my new general deck. Generalship has gone down, but I built up generalship in here in excess. So whoever inherits from me is going to be a better general anyway. But okay. So now we go to the next stature. Economy 2, economy 2. I don't have to change anything. Diplomacy 3 goes to diplomacy 5. That means I get 2 new diplomats, and I bet you well, it doesn't matter where they go, to tell you the truth, but and does it say where? Add these cards to the bottom of the discard pile. I think that's actually down here, but it actually doesn't matter. They'll just get in my way where they're going. So that was diplomacy. Building 1-1, arts 1-1, philosophy 1-1, subterfuge 3-3. So we've compared those 2 emperors, and we have a new emperor. Do not resolve any trade, province, plague, or immunity cards you encounter in this progress. Yeah, you're just looking through your discard. Shuffle them again. And now I have to pay a talent for each 3 forces I want to keep. Again. That's the big hoser there. I made it through the entire deck, had to pay my taxes, now I gotta pay them again, and I'm not in great shape. I might have to take a loan here, right? We were close to 30, or decrease my forces. Dropped my price to 27 before, so I only have to pay 9. And, you know, since I paid for them once, I'll pay again. I'm not thrilled about it at all. But yeah, I get to reshuffle my deck. I have this new Emperor who, you know, mixed thing. I lost a good general. My combat capabilities are worse. But my diplomatic are better, I think. I don't know. 5 got me to a +1. Yeah, so I lost 1 in combat and gained 1 in diplomacy, which is pretty cool. For the two population areas, turning them into client states with 2 actions isn't that terrible a thing. It takes 3 to convert them over, but, you know, and for the larger areas, they're the same amount of actions. However, it does cost money based on the population to do diplomacy, but less than it does to like do armies. So I don't know, but whatever. All right, so it looks to me like I shuffle the deck, and this is done. And we're gonna load this up if I can remove my crying out to the universe, assuming it's already not removed, because yeah, I may have left that there, but yeah, at least I have booze. That's all I have to say about life. And you know, maybe that's a way to shorten my life quickly enough. Now, this happened in the fate thing. You know, I bet you that card was still sitting out there. Fuck it, I've dealt it in. I'm not going to go try to hunt it down, the one that was pulled already. That increases my taxation base for this next deck, but it almost feels like I should. So I will draw the top card of my deck. And it is an economic minister, which will help me a lot because I've got unrest all over the place to deal with. And this is the actual ending. I'll clean things up.